Last week, a sitting president of the United States called a Republican senator and unloaded on her with profanity. Not a Democrat, not a journalist, a member of his own party. Why? Because she voted to limit his power, and she wasn't alone. Right now, something is happening in Washington that hasn't happened in years. Republicans, Trump's own Republicans, are organizing against him, quietly, deliberately, and on the most dangerous issue possible, the president's authority to take America to war. This isn't cable news drama. This isn't another leak designed to grab headlines. This is a group of lawmakers who've decided that loyalty has limits, and those limits just got tested. What I'm going to walk you through today isn't simple. It involves emergency powers, threats against allied nations, constitutional standoffs, and a president who treats every restraint as a personal attack. But I promise you this, by the end, you'll understand exactly what's at stake and why this moment could define how power works in America for decades to come. Let's get into it. I want you to picture something. It's late at night in Washington. Phones are buzzing across Capitol Hill. Staffers are whispering in hallways. Senators are refreshing their screens, double-checking what they're seeing, because what they're seeing doesn't make sense. The president isn't attacking Democrats. He isn't going after the media. He's furious at his own party. And for the first time in a very long time, his own party is pushing back. Now, I've covered politics long enough to know the difference between theater and substance. Most so-called Republican resistance over the past several years has been performance. A concerned statement here, a furrowed brow there, then everyone falls in line and the news cycle moves on. This is different. What we're watching now is Republicans actively working to block presidential authority, not symbolically, legislatively. They joined with Democrats to advance a war powers resolution, a formal move to restrict the president's ability to take military action without congressional approval. Think about what that means. Members of the
Shalom. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Heavenly Father's only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching us His truth according to the Bible and rule well. Allah Shalom, our sincere Akim throughout the four corners of the earth, pushing His truth through diligence and sincerity and in charity. And then Allah Shalom to all you sincere followers, believers of Yahweh, Bahashem Shai, not just hearers of the word, but doers as well, you men, women, and children, and hopefully elect Shalom. It's a quick hit. I was watching this video, and I suggest you watch it if you have time. Republicans revolt against Trump, emergency powers, wars, threats, and the fight inside Washington. And this is not just in Washington. This is Edomites as a whole. All right, Edomites as a whole. See, what our people fail to realize, a lot of our people, is that everyone has a biblical nationality, and the so-called white man, woman, and child are Hebrew Edomites according to the scriptures, and they are divided. Okay, and that's the only precept I got lined up right here, so we're gonna bring that out and see where the lesson goes. This is Mark 3 and 23. It says, and he called them unto him and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. Right. And this current kingdom is divided, on policies, on war ideas, things of that nature. All right. And once again, this is Bible prophecy, man. They can't hide it anymore. Okay. And what this devil is really getting ready to do is just use his sword, as you've been seeing in Venezuela. Okay. You read in Genesis, Esau was given a blessing of the sword. And And he's coming down on people more than ever in these latter days with it. Revelation 12, he has a short time to rule. Revelation 12 and 12. All right, but the point is they're divided. Verse 26, Slack verse 25. And if a house be divided against itself, the house cannot stand. And look at us, the Israelites, the Hebrew Israelites, the so-called blacks, all right, so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Latinos, Native American Indians. We are the Hebrew Israelites through process of elimination. When you read the scriptures, we are those people to a T. We fitted like a well-fit glove, tailored suit, right? Cinderella in the glass slipper. We fit it perfectly, man. And we were divided. And look how destroyed we were. Well, the same thing's happening to Edom. Verse 26, if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but have an end. And what people feel, that's right, you know, they're going to have an end. And you're seeing their end play out now. And what a lot of people fail to realize is, you know, Trump is doing what the Lord wants him to do, man. This is Proverbs 21 and 10. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. See? Who's the king of America? DJ Trump. Right? Which he's on puppet strings for these elites. And that's another thing that the average person doesn't realize. Okay? Trump is on puppet strings, man. As we all are. All right? There's no free will. All right? It says Proverbs 21. And look, what is that? How does it go? I forgot where that precept was at. About no free will. I think it's in Proverbs. I'm drawing a blank on it, but if brothers know where it's at, you know, you can put it in the comment section. But yeah, there's no I might come back and put it in the comment section. There's no free will, so you know, to take pride away from man, roughly paraphrasing. So Proverbs 21 and 1, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. All right, and he's putting on the mind of Edom of war. Right, Joel, the book of Joel comes to mind. All right, as many other books and scriptures. But these devils are divided, man. All right, and we're seeing their downfall live action. You know, this has been coming out a lot. We'll end off on this. Job 14. It says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months over thee. Thou hast appointed bounds that he cannot pass. Right? Seeing his days are determined, they're controlled. They're controlled by who? Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right? We'll get another one. I know I spelled it right. Okay, well, maybe it's 2 words. Is Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha 25 and 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. And we're seeing it, man. These devils are not on agreements. They're fighting one another, in-house fighting. All right. And look, the time is ticking. The clock is ticking for these devils. You know? But anyways, I just want to touch on that. Lord willing, that's edifying. The hourglass in the sand is rapidly running out for these devils, man. Shalom.